some kings didn't just rule their people, they redefined the line between power and madness. Meet 4 rulers whose bizarre decisions changed the course of history forever. First, Caligula, Emperor of Rome. He came to power at just 24 years old, and Romans initially celebrated him as a breath of fresh air after the paranoid final years of his predecessor, Tiberius. But within months, something changed. He declared himself a living god, ordered the heads removed from statues of Roman gods and replaced with his own likeness, and demanded temples be built in his honor. He allegedly planned to appoint his favorite horse, Incitatus, as a Roman consul, the empire's highest political office, giving the animal a marble stable, an ivory manger, a jeweled collar, and even servants to attend to its needs. He spent the empire's treasury on lavish personal palaces and extravagant games, and reportedly ordered his soldiers to line up on a beach and attack the sea with their swords, collecting seashells afterward and calling them spoils of war against the ocean. His cruelty extended to forcing senators to run alongside his chariot for miles and executing rivals on a whim. He was assassinated by his own Praetorian Guard after just 4 years of terror, stabbed more than 30 times in a palace corridor. Second, Ivan the Terrible, Tsar of Russia. He was crowned at just 16 years old and became the first ruler to officially take the title of Tsar, building the first centralized Russian state and transforming a fractured collection of principalities into a unified empire. But his reign turned dark after the death of his beloved wife, Anastasia, which he believed was caused by poison from the nobility. He created the Oprichnina, a private police force loyal only to him, dressed in black and riding black horses, that terrorized nobles, confiscated land, and burned entire cities to the ground, including a massacre in Novgorod that killed thousands. In a fit of rage in 1581, after arguing over the pregnancy of his son's wife, he struck and killed his own son and heir with his royal staff, a moment historians say haunted him for the rest of his life, and one immortalized in famous Russian paintings. That single act destroyed his own bloodline, left the throne to his weak second son, and threw Russia into decades of chaos and civil war, known as the Time of Troubles. Third, King George III of Britain. For decades, he ruled steadily over the growing British Empire. But as a mysterious mental illness worsened, one modern doctors suspect may have been the blood disorder porphyria, his judgment during the American colonies' revolt grew increasingly erratic. His refusal to compromise with the colonists, even as war costs spiraled into the tens of millions of pounds and public opinion turned against the conflict, helped push America toward full-scale revolution and independence. Later in life, his illness worsened so severely that he was reportedly found talking to trees in the royal gardens, believing them to be foreign dignitaries, and at times had to be restrained in a straitjacket by his own physicians. The result? Britain lost America forever, and George III spent his final years isolated, blind, deaf, and lost in his own mind, while his son ruled as Prince Regent in his place. Fourth, Charles VI of France, known to history as Charles the Mad. In 1392, while riding through a forest with his royal guard, he suddenly turned on his own men without warning, killing several knights before he could be wrestled to the ground and stopped. From that day on, he suffered from a bizarre and persistent delusion. He believed he was made of glass and feared that his own body would shatter into pieces if anyone touched him. He had iron rods sewn into the lining of his clothing, to protect his fragile glass body, and at times refused to bathe, change his clothes, or allow anyone near him for months at a time. With the king incapacitated for long stretches, France's most powerful noble families fought bitterly over control of the throne, plunging the country into a bloody civil war between rival factions during the darkest years of the 100 Years' War. That instability paved the way for a devastating treaty that stripped his own son of the succession and handed the French crown to the King of England after Charles's death. From Rome to Russia, from Britain to France, the pattern repeats across centuries and continents. Absolute power, left unchecked, given to a mind that could no longer be trusted with it. 4 crowns, 4 broken minds, decisions made in madness that reshaped the world forever. If you found this fascinating, subscribe to support the channel, like this video, and let us know in the comments which of these rulers you find the most shocking